Good morning and Assalamu alaikum, class 7. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday. And I am very happy to have you back here. Okay. And I trust you all that you all are ready for today's exciting lesson. As you know, I am standing in the front of you all. So we are again going to study something new in computer studies. So today in computer studies, we are going to do the same chapter that we have started already in the same week, not in the previous week. So we are going to do the fourth topic of today of chapter number 4. Sorry, chapter number 3. So the topic number 1 was BIOS that we already have done. The main system software that is going to own the computer, that is going to check whether everything is in order, that going to load the operating system as well. Okay. Second, the second main system software, that is operating system, and the rest everything that we are doing in our systems, that everything happens in the operating system. So operating systems like Windows, Android, Mac OS or iOS, these all are the operating system that we are using in our MacBooks, in our laptops, in our desktop, in our mobile phones. Okay. And after that, we have learned uh, the components of the operating system, means the parts of the operating system, and then types of the operating system. And there we have done with the operating system. The last day we were doing the topic number 3 of unit number 3, which was utility programs. Utility means usefulness, means the usage. So utility programs are rather different than the application programs. So utility programs which makes the work of the computer more efficient. But application programs are specifically designed for the users, for their help to do their daily or everyday work. So there we learned about some of the utility programs last day. So today we are going to start our new topic, which is the topic number 4 and the very last topic of the chapter number 3. So today we are going to say bye bye to the chapter number 3, and tomorrow we will start chapter number 4. Okay, so the topic number 4 of the unit number 3 is system development tools. Means the tools which we are going to use to develop the systems. Okay, so what is system development tools? So basically these are the programs that are used to improve system or application softwares. So the system development tools basically are the programs that are used to improve system or application softwares. I have written a question for all of your help. So when you guys going to write this task in your neat notebook, so you can write the question on the top of it. So what are system development tools? So these are the programs basically that are used to improve system softwares or application softwares. So these are the programs that are used to improve system softwares and the application software. As we have done with the definition of the system development tools, now we are going to do some of the types of the system development tools, which the three basic types. Not all of the types are written in your not in your book. So we are just going to do the basic types of the system development tools. The first one is compile. I hope you all can see what I am writing on the board. I am trying to write in the bigger writing, as I used to write this with small writings. So the second one is a linker, and the last is the debugger. So these three are the common types of the system development tools. Now we are going to read all three in detail. First of all, we are going to learn compile. Compiler means to compile. So first of all, let me explain one or two things. The first of all, uh, sorry, I was distracted. Okay, so you know that very well. We have done this in the previous lesson in the classroom, and you guys have done this in the class 6 as well, that the computer is not able to understand the language which we use to speak. Means this language, the English or the Urdu or the Arabic, that the language we use to speak, computer is not itself able to understand the language. So computer needs a program in it to convert the our language into its own language. So the language which we use to speak or which we use to write, that known as high level language. What? High level language, or you can say that human language. Okay, and in other words, it's also known as the source code. The code which is written in the high level language, that is also known as the source code. And the language which computer is used to understand, that is known as low level language. And that also known as the object code. Okay, computer language or machine code or low level language or the object code, these all terminologies we use for the computer language. And for the human language, for the language which human beings are used to speak, the words we use for those languages: high level language, human language, source code. Okay, so these are the words that we use for the human language. So I am going to write some major things on the board so that you guys can understand. So compiler basically converts the human language into the machine language so that the machine can understand what we are trying to tell to it itself to do the task, specific task. Okay, so it's a program that convert high level language into low level language. Converts high level language into low level language, or you can say that source code into object code. Okay, so compiler is used to convert the source code into the object code. So now we are going to learn what is basically the source code. As I have told you already, that source code are the instruction written in the programming language, means in human language. Like you have, maybe you have learned somewhere or heard from somewhere that there are different type of computer languages, like programming languages like C, C++, HTML, .NET. These all are the computer programming languages, which if you will stay in the computer science, then you will able to learn these languages as well. So a question can be asked from you all that defines source code. So you can say that instructions that are written in the programming language are known as source code. Okay, and now we have a question: what is object? I have told you that one. Object code means instruction written in low level language or binary code is known as object code. So the instructions written in the binary code is known as object code. Okay, so the instructions written in the human language is known as the source code, or instruction written in the machine language is known as the object code. You guys can use my own wording which I am using in the video for your help as well. Okay, so next is here our compiler is done. So I am going to draw a graph so that will be helpful for you to understand how compiler is used to work. So here and a question can appear how compiler works. So you can say that first of all we will be having the source code. In between we will have the compiler, and after that we will have the object code. Which means that compiler will convert the source code into the object code. This is how a compiler is used to work. Okay. Now the second we are going to learn linker. So now we are going to learn the second system development software, which is linker. And with the name, you guys can like have a guess what will be the task of the linker. Obviously to link, but what to link? A linker is a program that combines two or more related object files into a single file. Object file is a file that is having the object code in it. It means the object code will be in a file. If we will place the whole object code in a file, that file will be known as object file. Okay. So a linker is a program that combines two or more related object files into a single file that is known as linker. Second one. Okay. So it's a program that combines two or more related, not any, related object files into a single file that will be known as linker, means to link, to join, to combine. So how linker works? Here I am also going to draw a model for the linker as well, so that will be helpful for you. So here, source code of one. In between, you know that there is a compiler. After that, we will be having the object code or object file. In between, we will be having the linker. Let me draw the second one as well. The first file and the second file. Source code, then again compiler, then again object code. And these two can be joined with the help of linker. Okay. So, and after that, we can make an executable file. And what is the executable file? Executable file means the file which will run at the end and which will give us the result. Okay, so this is the first part, and this is the second part. And later will join both, and at the end we will be having the combined code, and we will run that code, and after that we will gonna find the result. Okay. Lastly, we are going to learn about the debugger. I have set the timer today. Okay. So the debugger. The last one is debugger. So basically, what is the bug? Already have used this bug word in the last video lessons. Bug basically error is an error, but the error which we can find in the computer or in the programs. Okay, so the bug is basically the error which we can find in the computers or the programs, and what debugger is going to do. You can have a guess with the name as well. So debugger is going to remove the bug. So debugger is a program that is going to remove that bug from the system or from the programs or from the programming language or from any application or system software that is that is known as debugger. So the object file, the errors which may find in object files are known as bug. Before debugger, we must have known a bug. A debugger is a program that tests object files for bug and remove bugs. The process of removing bugs is known as debugging or debugging, and debugging is going to be done with the help of the debugger. Okay, so first of all, I am going to tell you about the bug, the errors. In the object code, mean the programming language or the machine code or low level language, any word you can use. Okay, the process which is used to remove those bugs from the object code, this OC mean object code, is known as debugging, and debugging is going to be done with the help of the debugger. So here our full topic has been done. In the system development software we have learned so far. These are the programs that are used to improve system or application programs. And we have learned that there are specifically or commonly three system development tools. First one is compiler, second one is the linker, and the third one is the debugger. Okay, so the compiler is going to compile. The compiler is going to convert human language into the computer language. Simple. The human language is known as the source code, and computer language is known as the object code. Okay, so I drawn the how compiler work as well. So source code, compiler, and then the object code. And after that, we are having a linker. Linker is going to join the two source codes, sorry, two object files of the related code into a single file, and then after we will execute the file so that we can have the result. So linker is just going to create link between two related object files. So object files basically are those files in which we have written object code. Okay, means uh, computer language. Okay. Lastly, we are having debugger. Debugger means the process to remove the bug from the computer. Bug basically is the error which we can find in the object file. So first of all, debugger is going to find out the errors from the object code, and after that it will run and remove those bugs from the object code, and this procedure is known as debugging, and this is going to be done with the help of debugger. Okay, and today what you have to do, you have to write this whole thing in your neat notebook in your own language. I do not want to write my own words written on the board in your neat notebooks. Secondly, you have to do the chapter 3 exercise and solve the true false, fill in the blanks, MCQs and short questions, everything we have done in the chapter as well. So you guys can mark those. If you will find any sort of problem, you guys can mark that, and we will mutually solve those problems during the class. Okay. Have a nice day. Good luck. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson as well. Allah Hafiz.